So people move here from Seattle. People move here from other areas that are more expensive, and they think, wow, this is really affordable. Of course,
you get a lot of really great homes for the price. I mean, that's the affordability, but you get a lot for your money in comparison to other coastal towns or other cities.
Yep. And we're going to show you those affordable and some really nice, maybe unaffordable houses that everybody likes to look at. So
it's fine. Hey, so if you're new to the area and you're trying to figure out if Olympia is for you, well, good news. We're going to give you a tour of the area and get you up to speed on where you might want to live.
If you're thinking about buying or selling a home in this area or any other area in Washington, then we've made it easy for you to connect with us. Just click the link below in the description to make an appointment on our calendar.
So why do people actually like living in Olympia?
I think one of the main reasons, although it's not the only, is it's a smaller town feel and it's on the water, which is a unique combination. Puget Sound has so much land around the water, and the city of Olympia being on the water is just cute and it's quaint. It's got enough going on, but it's not really a big overpopulated city where you're just like, there's a million people on top of you.
It's like a small town feel.
It is a small towny feely, even though it's the state capital. Yeah.
And the reason we know that is because we live here. We've lived all over the Puget Sound, but right now we live in Olympia and we love it. You feel like you can get to know people because it's like community, not too big.
Yeah, not too big.
So then I'll take number 2.
Okay.
Number 2 is the outdoor adventures that await you right here. As you can see, there's water and green space all over the place. And not only can you get out on the water, but you can get to Mount Rainier and Olympics and hikes and parks that are around. We're going to talk about those a little bit more. So that's the other reason that people love to live in Olympia.
Absolutely love to live there. And I got to let you know, it's also for a West Coast town, affordable. It's affordable. You can afford to get something in the area pretty much regardless of your budget. We've got something for you in here or the surrounding areas that will normally be able to partner with whatever budget you have coming in. And you can get some really great properties that you can't get other places because we're not as high as like Seattle. So it's awesome. It's awesome.
So people move here from Seattle. People move here from other areas that are more expensive, and they think, wow, this is really affordable. Of course,
you get a lot of really great homes for the price. I mean, that's the affordability, but you get a lot for your money in comparison to other coastal towns or other cities.
On the West Coast.
On the West Coast. Yep.
And we're going to show you those affordable and some really nice, maybe unaffordable houses that everybody likes to look at. So
it's fine.
That's why people love to live here, but we're going to go into a little bit more specifics. We're going to dive deep on what we know to be true about this area and why we love it. So first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about shopping.
Yep. Shopping. This is, so if you're from
we have
Olympia,
some big news right now.
Big news. This is like a reveal. We have a rack now. Nordstrom rack. We have one. It just opened up. We may not have the best shopping, but we're getting better. That's all I'm saying. Woo, woo. Throw your hands up. Come on.
You don't know what kind of excitement has been going on in the area because Nordstrom rack is coming. Doesn't sound very exciting, which makes you probably think there's probably not very good shopping there. But we have them all.
We do.
We have some of the typical things, and besides that, we have a lot of great small little quaint shops. So like downtown.
Yeah, downtown's got a lot of really great ones, and some really great restaurants too. We love a place called Cascadia. It almost feels like our go-to once a month when we have a date. It is our go-to. We get the exact
It's very Olympia, very quirky. The walls are like plastered with photos of old things and old actors and actresses and Bigfoot. It's Bigfoot everywhere. Because
he's real. Yeah, ish. I don't know.
And the owner,
and the owner's fantastic. Super nice guy.
Yeah.
Just
and his wife. She owns a little ice cream custard shop, just 2 shops down. Yep. So downtown Olympia's got some really great restaurants. Of course, Well 80. We like that too. It's a brewery, and then really
pizza,
great food.
They do. Good food there.
There's all Tugboat Annie's. That's right on the water, and they have this really cool brunch where you can actually get your food and go kayaking not at the same time. But
what else is even necessary? Like right there. And if you want to, you can take a fishing pole. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. You'd have to actually know the regulations on fishing, and I don't want you to get a ticket. Yeah,
great restaurants.
But great restaurants, really
fun. There's a ton, and they're all unique. Of course, there's some like cookie cutter ones that you can find in other places, but Olympia's got some really great.
And Olympia Roasting Company. So if you're kind of want your coffee when you're downtown, I always just drinks. You always want coffee when you're walking around on the boardwalk, even on hot days. But you can get a cold drink. But why? Why?
Oh, speaking of down on the water and food, there's Row.
Yeah.
Which Row is great. You have a really great view. It's right on Percival Landing, so you're watching people walk by on the waterfront and everything. It's really pretty, and lots of seafood and all that good stuff.
All that good stuff. And the harbor's right there. I mean, got boats all over. So it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. If that's your jam, which it is, grab some bread.
If you're going to be down there, then you're going to want to know about the festivities. Like there's festivals and events and stuff that's happening all the time at Olympia, and we're known for a few of them.
Farmers market all summer long. Got great options, great things to go down. A lot of people, a lot of fun. But the festivities, there's a couple big ones that come up, and that's important to know.
Yep. So one of them, the biggest one that people might know us from, is the Procession of the Species. What is that, you say? That is the largest celebration of Earth Day in all of Puget Sound.
It's a big deal.
They don't say all of the world, but I think,
I think we're bigger than all of the world. But I mean, ish, I'm sure. But
amazing to watch.
It really is pretty cool. And if that, I just kind of let you know a little bit about the vibe of what you would expect when moving here. That's our vibe, and it's a great one. I know we love it. We love just everything about the Olympia area and the downtown and that whole community and the vibe.
Yeah, the vibe, man. They teach classes for like 7 weeks straight on arts and music and stuff, and then everybody creates a costume, and then they wear their costumes, and they do this parade of over 1,000 people, and people come from out of town. There's like 30,000 people come, and little kids and adults, and there's all kinds of crazy cool stuff. So if you want to see something unique, then the Procession of the Species is where you want to be.
Absolutely.
So another cool event that we're known for is Capitol Lake Fair. It happens every summer for a week long, right down on the waterfront.
Yeah, there's cute booths with all kind of like little artist things, as well as good food. Some of the local restaurants have their little taco truck type things out there, food trucks out there, and as well as there's like a car show and a parade. So there's a lot of things going on, and as you walk around, it's really kind of how Olympia is. One of the things we love about it is you'll run into people that end up chatting a whole bunch of times, like one of the baseball coaches from Olympia High. He's got a car down there that we talked about for 20, 30 minutes and just had a great time. It's got that very family friendly, accessible feeling, and if that's something you're looking for, then we've got the right area for you. This might be where you're looking for.
Yep. Of course, there's a ton of festivals, but we're just going to name one more, and that would be Harbor Days. So that one's really cool.
Days. If you like boats, ships, vessels.
Mostly vintage tugboats and vintage boats, which is super cool. You get to go and take a look at all the little wooden boats, and you can actually tour some of them. And there's tugboat races on the water, which is fun to watch. And
it is really
live
fun.
Music and food, of course. All the festivals have food, but it's a fun place to be. There's always something going on here.
Yeah, it's very fun, very family friendly.
One of the other things that we absolutely love about Olympia, because we utilize them all the time, is the parks. And not just the parks with the slides and everything, which they have those, but they have really great parks on the water and wooded parks. So what's your favorite?
Burfoot Park. You can just walk down to the water. It's not a very far walk. It's really easy to do if, say, you have kids, or, you're just not really into big, hikes on Mount Rainier. This is a great short one to the water, and it's really just gorgeous.
It's all wooded all the way down there, and then it opens up onto the water. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
And then I really love Watershed Park, which happens to be like a block from our house. So we get to go and walk through that. But that, interesting fact, it is the water source of Olympia, the original water source of Olympia. So it has a little creek running through there. There's lots of hills to get down and then back up, and 3 miles of loop trails and all kinds of great stuff. So right in the heart of the city, you can just feel like you're on a hike every day if you want to.
Absolutely. Lots of fun. What's one of your other favorite parks? What's your other one?
Tolmy State Park.
Okay. And tell me why.
Well, it's wide open beach. So there's lots of beach space there. If you got kids that want to dig in the sand, gravel, play in the water, lots of people get out there and go swimming. And great picnicking area. And it's got some trails. So you can go on go on some hikes if you want to. You don't have to go on hikes. You can just get right to the beach easily, and lots of parking. So it's really, really accessible, and people love to go there.
Absolutely. The other thing people love about Olympia is the schools. There are some really great schools. Now we're talking specifically about Olympia, and the high schools are really great. The middle schools that feed into the high schools are fantastic. And so they're really great, but surrounding area too, I'm just going to kind of tip my hat a little bit. We'll talk about other ones, but the surrounding area schools are really great too. It's one of the things that we really pride ourselves on. We know some of the teachers in the area. They're fantastic people, really care about the kids, really help about their development. And we've just had a great experiences with the schools here. Yeah. So especially, I mean, ours happened to graduate from Olympia High School. I'm just kind of throwing it out there a little bit, Holy Bears, but it's one of those things that we just had such a great experience across the board from athletics to academics. It's really great environment for your kids.
Yeah. And don't forget about the elementary school. The littles, they're awesome. We moved here after our kids were out of elementary school, but we have plenty of friends that have kids in the elementary schools, and they are top rated as well. And community involvement and all the same things. People really, really love the educational system here, and it's top rated. You can look it up and find out. Okay.
Home on the range. Let's go home tours.
We're going to actually now show you some homes that you can get in Olympia. Yep. So we're going to take a little tour, just pretend like we're driving to each house. And here we go. The first thing we're going to look at is homes that are available right now. So I'm going to move us over here and show you that there are 192 homes available, family homes available in Olympia. That's not Olympia, Lacey, Tumwater. That's just Olympia addresses. So that's a pretty good number. As you can see, the prices here start at $295. For $295, you're going to get a cash only fixer situation.
Yep. Just want you to be aware of that.
That's really not the price point that we're going to start. And the last one here, although it shows 15 million, that's not a home. I looked it up. It's a farm, and it's a very large farm. So not sure why it's listed residential, but we got up
But if you want to buy a farm for 15 million, we'll help you figure that one out.
But we're going to take a look at a couple of the houses starting in kind of the average price point, a little bit lower than average at $470. So in Olympia, you're going to find a mix of new construction and older homes. And this is a good example of a home that's a bit older. It comes on a third of an acre, basically. It's 1,400 square feet, and we're going to take a little peek. It's cute.
It's cute. This is absolutely, and I think that this is very typical of what you would find in that combination zone between, it's been around for a little while. A lot of them at this price point have been really well maintained. Like she was saying earlier, when we're at that like 300 price point, it's a fixer-upper. But a lot of these, you may find them either updated or not updated, but most of them are really well maintained, or you'll be able to find one that's been well maintained.
Yeah, and they've done some updates and things. And one of the really great things about this house is it's got a great yard.
Great yard, nice back patio. We love it.
If you're looking for a lot of extra space, then you can find it.
This is great.
All right, we're going to jump up into the 5. So this one is 590. It's 2,500 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. Of course,
this is new construction, and so this is what you're going to find is that transition. This is going to be of the newer constructions. These are great homes. So if you like where they all look a lot alike, that it really matters how everybody's yard is maintained the same way, those type of things, because a lot of people really like that. And so there's going to be an HOA along with this property. But as far as that goes, you get all of the modern amenities updated, the things that you would be looking for. And that's the price point you're going to be jumping in on the new construction is right around that of what this one is.
Yep. It's great. You're going to get smaller lots though, and smaller yards. So as we get to the end of this one, I'm going to go a little bit quicker so we can get there. It's nice and clean though. It's a great house.
Yep.
You're going to find that the yards, sometimes people call them cookie cutter houses with postage stamp yards, but some people prefer that. They don't want to do all the yard work.
Not a lot to maintain. Unlike the one we just saw that has a third of an acre. This one has got something. You hit that sucker with a weed whacker and you crushed it. That's all I'm saying.
All right, we're going to jump into the 6s. So So this is a neighborhood right around the corner from where we live. Highly desirable, Olympia High School area, 669. So this is kind of not really old, not really new, but could still use some updates, and you're going to run into that a lot in Olympia too.
Yeah, you're going to, at this price point, especially once you get into the bigger homes that have been like a little bit more well established, but not built in like the 60s or the 70s. A lot of these homes are built in the 80s into the 90s, and at the point in time, they were very nice homes, top of the line, that were built at that era. Some of these at this price point haven't been updated. Some of them have. You're going to notice a bump in the price when they've been fully updated. That bump's going to sometimes anywhere from $50,000 to $75,000 as you bump up as they've gone through and redone the home. So you'll notice that in the price. So if you start looking at square footage and think, oh, why is this one more than the other? It's normally the updates that has happened to the home. You're also going to, a lot of these, you're going to get a little bit bigger lots just because of the time of which they were built. It was a little more common, and here's your backyard. You're going to get a little bit more space for you. So if that's important, it's that next step up in pricing. And possibly, but not always, it's going to be maybe a little bit older home, but there are new homes with a little bit larger lots. It's just not quite as common as you kind of look through Olympia.
Exactly. And then this one's in the 700s, and we're going to look at this one just because it's on the water. Of course, it's smaller, but look at how cute that is and that view.
Okay, this is what you're paying for. So incidentally, when you get a price point on the water in Olympia, this is your entry level price, and you're going to have some updating that's going to need to be done to this. I've actually showed that home before. It's one of those things that is the view, though, is what you're getting. Yeah. You're on the water, you have the view, fixer-upper price point on the water. This is what you're looking at. And if that's something that's your vibe, that's what you're wanting to do to make it your own, and you've had those dreams of living on the water, it's fascinating because it's not as expensive, for example, as a fixer-upper in Seattle on the water. There's nothing that's a fixer-upper in Seattle is on the water. This is an adorable little place if that's what you're looking for. So there are options for that, even at the entry-level spot.
Look at that view.
I know.
That's
the view's
amazing.
The view's
and
amazing.
I don't know if I'd necessarily say fixer-upper. It's just outdated. Like fixer-upper.
I've been in this house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So cash only. It's not a cash only house.
It's not a cash only house. Yeah, it's financeable.
You could live in it.
You surely could.
Right.
Yep,
right.
absolutely.
So not like those $285,000 ones that were cash only and you couldn't actually live in it. You could live in it and then do things along the way.
Along the way, things we've done over the years.
Super
absolutely.
cute.
It is super cute. The view's amazing.
All right, so we're in the 800s now, and we've got, this one's close to 3,000 square foot, 4 bedrooms on a large lot, and a pool. That's not very typical in Olympia.
No, it's really not typical to get a pool. And you're going to find that, depending if you're moving from any of the Southwest regions where you have really hot, long summers that, basically start in February and go all the way through November. The pool here, you could use it year round, but this is kind of more of an oddity. However, it is there as an option if that's important to you. It is really great. We do get really nice summers that kind of extend into fall. A lot of use for that as well. Super nice home, really spacious, both inside and outside. And this is what you can kind of expect at this price point. You're going to get some really nice homes. Now, if you're from certain other areas, especially out of California, this is going to feel like an absolute bargain and a really nice sized lot. I mean, you got space all over.
Yeah. It's amazing. We're going to jump into the million, a little bit over $1 million. We got another waterfront property, and this one is on a lake. We have a lot of lakes.
Lots of lakes in the area.
Yeah. So this is a pretty big house.
It's gorgeous. Yep. Gorgeous house.
On the lake.
Right on the lake.
This is a motorized lake.
Mm-hmm. And not all of them are, just FYI, not all the lakes around here are motorized. So you're going to want to check on that. Some of them are just for kayak or, however it might be, paddleboarding and such. And some then have, motorized for access for jet skis or, water skiing or tubing or whatever you want to do on the water. So this is really beautiful. And it's pretty typical of what you get at this price point on the water.
Yeah.
So this is a really nice home on a lake, really beautiful. And you'll have options for that if this is what you're looking for.
A lot of the lake properties in the area were built in the 70s through 80s, 90s. So even though it's a really big, beautiful, nice house, it may look like you would want to update some things. There's brass still, which is kind of coming back and stuff. and then, older color cabinets and things. But for the amount of space that you get, on the lake.
Yeah, it's amazing. And honestly, most of them are really well-built homes. At the time when this was built, this was absolute top of the line. They're really wonderfully built homes. Most of the time, they've been very well maintained. So it's just, you get to buy something that's got good bones and will continue to last for a long time. Most of them, like I said, been very well maintained.
Okay, and just for fun, we're going to take a look at this $2.5 million one because it's gorgeous, 4,800 square feet.
It's got so much room, and this is the cool part. So depending on where you're moving from, or if you're wanting to move up in the area, for this price point, what you get is amazing. And that's why we talk about affordability. I know this is an expensive home on the spectrum, but nonetheless, for what you get for that price point is just off the charts. You have such beautiful craftsmanship that goes into this home. A beautiful kitchen, you've got extra space, the indoor-outdoor space is amazing. It just has all the things that you would want in a price point of this. It's absolutely fantastic. Look at that closet. Oh my gosh, I can get lost in that closet. Extra entertaining space.
Yeah, that's great.
It's adorable in every way. Adorable is probably the wrong word.
That's a large laundry room as well.
Yep.
Let's get to some of the outdoor photos.
Outdoor spaces,
and see how.
The outdoor spaces.
I mean, there's
really
a lot
great.
oh, look at that. We got to go back.
It's charming.
Look at that.
I know. It's charming.
I think we got to get to that.
Outdoor
there
space.
We go.
Look at this. Crazy little view of the water right there. It's happening. Amazing. This is what you get. This is your 2.5.
This is in the Boston Harbor area, which is one of our favorite areas. Yeah, this is, man, you're not going to be disappointed living in the Boston Harbor area, and you've got that little marina, and so if your main two food groups are ice cream and beer, then you've got options. It is really quaint. They got a couple things down there. And they do some really cool things on the weekends in the summer where they have live music and everybody goes and hangs out. So just one of the great areas in Olympia.
Its own little community.
Going back to the map, you can see that Olympia is quite large. This little outlined red part is the city limits of Olympia, but this is Olympia over here, and Olympia is down here, and all of this is considered Olympia, and all of this is Olympia, and all of this up here is Olympia. There's Boston Harbor, so there is a ton of space in Olympia, and there's so many neighborhoods to live in. And if you want to know more about the other neighborhoods in Olympia, you're definitely going to want to subscribe and follow and like, because there are other neighborhood tours that we are doing in Olympia. So make sure you like and follow.
If you're thinking about buying or selling a home in this area or any other area in Washington, then we've made it easy for you to connect with us. Just click the link below in the description to make an appointment on our calendar. If you found this tour helpful, then you're definitely going to want to see our other ones, so make sure you subscribe by clicking the subscribe button.